Hello, 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 ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, stripes, colors, creeds, orientations. Hello out there in TV land. I'm Andrew Jackson. I'm joined here by Stephanie Yin, Wandan Pro from the Zhongguo Qiwan. Stephanie, thank you so much for being with us this evening. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Pretty good. You're joining us, I guess, from your studio in New York City. Is that right? Like
It's my go school.
the Go School. Oh, it looks so. Oh man, all the pictures back there. That's great. That's great. So how you doing? It's late there. This is East Coast, so it's 11 o'clock for you. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. It's Game 3 of the Samsung Cup. What do you think? What are we looking at?
Okay, so let's take a look at this game
Sure.
first. It's on 88 move. So I think they're pretty much like doing a very complicated fight right
That's.
now.
It seems like Tuo Jiaxi made the huge moyo, and Ke Jie
Right.
was left with no choice but to invade. Uh,
hmm And then the left upper corner is kind of unsettled, and they're still fighting in the center.
oh, you
So
mean the upper
it's
left corner?
I mean the black five stones
Yeah,
in
and
the left corner. On so now it's black strength. Black's put another move they can live, but I think they're doing pretty busy job in the center, so nobody has time to go back to kill or live so far.
wow, because the fight in the center is just so much bigger. I guess that
Yeah,
seems like it's really desperate then. I mean, that means Koje needs to live in the center in Sente to go live in the corner. I mean, I haven't counted, but I'm assuming that he probably has to live in both places, right?
yeah, and I think probably the territory is not important anymore because
The,
it's still important.
wow. Okay, even the territory isn't important. This is almost like an all-in then. Like it's going to be all or
Yeah,
nothing here.
yeah. Okay, so let's start from the opening now. Sounds good.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's do it.
All right.
I think you
All
got
right.
control. Yep.
So Ke Jie is playing uh, black, and Tuo Jiaxi is playing white.
Yep.
Okay, so they're starting. Okay, okay. So last game, Ke Jie played a different opening.
Mm,
So
hmm
watched them? Have you watched the game or
Yeah, yeah.
no?
Oh, I watched the game. I was there. I was there doing commentary with Myung Kim. If you want to check that out, that's in the archives. Of course, you shouldn't check it out now. You should watch it later.
Okay. Um. Okay. So Ke Jie opened in a different way compared with the first one,
Mm,
and okay. So I think that this is the one of the most common opening nowadays for pros.
mm-hmm.
One and the other is on the one Ke Jie played in the first game.
That's
This
right.
one. Yeah. All right. So um, okay. So let's take the actual game. This. Okay. So I think like back to like 5 to 10 years ago, white approach. I mean, plays here normally,
Sure.
right?
I think we learned
Now
that as like the traditional. You should split the
traditional,
side because that's where black wants to extend.
yeah. So, but nowadays people like to play more aggressively and more like actively. So they like to approach instead of just to play this kind of passive way.
And is that because the Comey is higher, and so white needs to be a little
Yeah,
more
I think so.
active? Or
Yeah. So most of professionals like to play a white instead of a black.
mm,
And actually, I asked most of the pros because Michael the other day, the first game,
mm-hmm.
um, I mentioned it as well. I said most of pros like to play white instead of black. And
Mm,
then I asked him, is it because the comb is too big? And
right.
I said, yes, it's because the comb is big. And then he asked, what about the 6.5? So would pro take black if the comb is 6.5? And then I did my homework because I didn't know at the
Uh
time.
huh. Uh-huh. It is a
But,
Korean tournament, right? Yeah.
and this tournament is a 6.5. The comb is 6.5.
Mm-hmm.
And then I asked my pro friends and said, what about 6.5? Would you take black? And they said, okay, so if the comb makes 6.5, 50-50. Like
Wow.
it's yeah. But 7.5, 100% white.
100% white. Okay. So maybe that's one of the reasons that we're seeing some of the older patterns from Tuo Jiaxi, like the Kobayashi formation. Although I
Mm-hmm.
guess it's a little bit different with the colors reversed here. I guess the
Mm-hmm.
Kobayashi is more traditional with that.
Yeah. Actually, white has a two choices, either from approach from this side, which is Tuo Jiaxi play, and another is also it's kind of a very new style to play here.
Mm.
I think a lot of pro played this opening like a couple months or 1 year ago. This is very popular, but now these people, most of pro thinks this is better for black, so they stopped playing from on the other side. I mean, uh, what is that? Approach move.
Hmm.
R R6.
Right, right. I think that we're always taught, hey, if you play R6, white or black will pincher and make the ideal extension and pincher move or pincer. I apparently mispronounced pincer. Uh, anyway, don't tell anyone. I'm sure the internet won't notice. Let's just move swiftly on. Let's just go.
Okay, and then on. So now this move S4 is not very popular anymore
Hmm.
because people think black is better, because of that pincer move.
Got it.
It's because I think the corner is too small. It's just too small. There are no, I mean, white doesn't have a lot of points in the corner,
Right.
but has a huge influence and the moyo outside.
Right.
So it has a lot of potential.
So if
So
you
then,
play it as a pincer, it's good, but if you play it as a pincher, it's no good. I see the difference.
yeah. Okay. So then they invented this move instead.
Mm.
Are you familiar with that? It's the newer style.
Yeah, I feel like we saw this experimented with in the AlphaGo games as well. I guess only in that case, the black stone in the lower right was on the 3/4, right? And then do
Mm-hmm.
the attachment on the outside.
Mm-hmm. So I think the idea of that attachment move is like to take some advantage of that corner and then extend later, like better, or make the side bigger. Because those two exchange move, I think is better for white over here.
Right.
Other if white doesn't play that I mean attachment move, instead just extend it immediately, and then it will give black to play this move. So that's why white likes to play the attachment move first,
And make those
and then
exchanges.
yeah, okay.
Ex-
So in this case, black has two or three choices. It's here, and here, and connects here. So this is pretty much very common. And then after white extended on the side, and black will just invade. And do you know the following moves?
Uh, I would want to attach on top and
Yeah,
see how that one works.
this is the only move that a white
Hmm.
needs to. Okay, what about the next move?
The wedge inside, right?
Wedge inside. Here?
Black wedges? Yeah. Oh, is that not it? Oh, I forgot how
Okay,
many quizzes you give. I don't know. Oh, I'm in trouble. All right.
okay. The purpose of invasion move on at R8
Mm-hmm.
is not to destroy or take the territory on the side.
Mm-hmm.
Instead, black wants to uh, kill those two stones instead. Because if you
Ah.
there, the territory actually is very small
Mm-hmm.
for white, and then black has to live. But um, I mean, it's very small to live on the side like this, right?
Yeah, he definitely wants
The
to be
white,
sure to get those stones.
yeah. So white can just or just can take that stone like well like escape. So the side is kind of small. So the purpose of that invasion move actually is to invade from the other side. Because if white blocks right now, and then you can wedge, and then this
Mm,
variant can be better, I
I
think.
see.
Okay. Or so normally white would just kill that stone, and then what black jumps out. This is the kind of like a trait.
Huh. And I
But
yeah, go ahead.
you like black or white?
Do I like black or white?
Yeah.
Um, so I feel like I kind of like black here better, although I would rather have P17 moved out a little farther.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like P17 is a little inefficient, and the corner in the lower right is still open, right?
Yeah.
Like black sort of needs a move to close the corner in the lower right.
Mhm. I think that this variation is pretty even, but I asked my girlfriend. He said he likes white better,
Ah, but
but I like black better.
is that with a 7.5 or a 6.5 Comey? That's the real question.
Oh yeah, exactly. Okay. Anyways, okay. So this is the one variation, the one option for black,
Mm-hmm.
and there is another one. It's on if black wants to play like more active move, you can just play attachment on the top, and then white has to jump up, and then this is another variations
Hmm.
for yeah. So I think the idea of that attachment move is just white wants to limit the influence or the territory on the side for black,
Right.
and then yeah, okay,
Right. And sort of forestall the effect of that pincer, right, on
mm-hmm.
the right side.
Okay. Apparently, white didn't like this, I guess. So that's why white approached from the other corner, from the other side.
Right, and now it seems like this is a pattern that was very popular in the 90s, right? In the 80s and 90s. This is the Kobayashi pattern. You were mentioning that Tuo Jiaxi has apparently played this before?
I mean, this is the game that Tang Weixing played.
Oh, Tang
Uh,
Wei-sing played this against Park Chung-hwan in the In Cup finals, right?
yeah, income.
Yeah.
Right. So, all right. So the next move is very interesting. On black, just to invade right away. This is not common, but again, Tang Weixing's game is pretty much the same.
Uh-huh.
I forgot what color Tang Weixing played, but they played exactly the same opening. So I think this move is very interesting because normally black would just choose to approach from this corner
Right.
normally,
Right.
right?
And
And
then
then yeah, and then just this is where um like just the common Josekis.
right. There's a bunch of
Like
sort of common Josekis from the Kobayashi, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
okay, so let's look at this variations on, and then I can explain it on the ideas.
Sure, sure. So we'll just look at the whole sequence and sort of analyze the result. It looks like this is wow.
I think Ke Jie played in a very different style in this game. He's like, I think he's pretty aggressive in the fighting style, but in this game he played very territorial style.
Yeah,
Like,
maybe it's the
that,
Comey, right? I mean, I feel like he loves
yeah,
white. He's on record as saying he loves white, and he loves white because it has that big Comey. Right? Ke Jie
mhm,
has said that 7 Comey is OP. Um, so this seems totally different as a perspective. He's saying, "Yeah, I'll take all the points. It's white's problem."
mhm. I think the idea of M3 is just like black like to focus on the territory
Mm-hmm.
better. So black just want to take the territory on the side and take all of the territory and give the influence or the moil to white, and then invade and destroy all of the points.
Well, no
Like,
question. I mean, he got it. That's exactly what he got. But that's such a thick wall. Like it seems like that wall, like Tuo Jiaxi should be able to make that wall worth more than the what is it, 15, 20 points that Black got.
15 to 20 points, yeah.
I mean, I would call that a 20 point wall. I don't know. Which do you like better? Do you like white or black here?
Uh, I like white better, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I did ask some this question to different people,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
some people think it's even. It's even because black takes some territory on the side and white take the huge wall outside. Some of the pros think white is better because the wall is too.
It's just
It's just
so big.
so big.
Right.
Yeah,
But
I guess.
I guess
Yeah.
black has sente. I
Yeah, black has a sente, and another reason is uh, there is some aji on the left side, so the wall is not completely closed.
right. It's not a lot. It doesn't have a base. It has those two cutting points, I guess.
Right. Yeah,
Hmm.
and also there's a cutting point later
Right.
in the right, but now it's not working because
The
it's just
ladder.
right. Okay. On all right, but this kind of style is very difficult to control because sometimes people will get scared, like your opponent take all of the territory and leak the whole huge moil for you, and then they just invade completely. If you don't kill, you lose. If you kill, they lose.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I've been on both sides of that one, and they're fun games, but I don't know if they're the sort of game I would like to wager a $250,000 prize on. I mean, I might want something a little more predictable if I were to do this. I mean, I come home and I tell my wife, "I'm sorry, hon. There's no food for the next couple weeks. I wasn't able to do it." No, that's not true. There's a big prize for second place as well. Still, it would be pretty embarrassing. I think. Uh,
Hmm. Yeah. Um.
so, like you say, it's hard to keep control of it.
Mhm. Be, um, Even though I like white, but still, if I'm playing white, I'm kind of worried because it's like what I said earlier, like it's very hard to control this kind of style
Hmm.
because you have to have like a very good judgment between the territory and the other potentials outside.
Right. You can find yourself in a fight that. Ooh.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, but I like white, even though it's hard to control, but still, white looks good in this I mean, the opening.
Even with those difficulties, it still seems like yeah.
Okay. When you're playing the game,
Hmm.
it's totally different when you're looking at the game.
Hmm.
So, so when you're playing, you might think differently when you're looking at the game.
They do say that kibitzers are usually 2 stones stronger, but how could you tell? Because they're kibitzing. I don't know.
It's because sometimes like for example this is if like when I'm looking at this game
Mhm.
I think white is better, but when I'm really playing this game, if I'm white I might feel a little difficult. It's because I'm not like a Moyo style. It's
Mhm.
just the style you are. So
Mhm.
even you like this but maybe you're not good at, so that's the difference.
So objectively, you're sort of able to step back and say, "Yeah, this looks good for white." But playing it, you might be like, "Oh, I don't like Moyo games," right? Kind
Right.
of, you're
Because you're
invested.
not good at this kind of style. All right. I like this move very much.
The Q7 move or the R7 move?
I mean Q7.
Q7.
Yeah, it's because I think this move is on. I have mentioned there's a cutting point here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Here.
At,
Then
at
after that white, yeah. So I
M5.
would here,
Yes.
but after white plays B move here, and then it's sort of like sorry.
It's kind of like AlphaGo style, right? Where it's shoulder hit on the fourth line, kind of.
Uh-huh. But AlphaGo is the fifth line, I think.
Oh, was that that's right. It was a
But,
fifth line shoulder hit.
line. But sort of like very similar concept. But this is more common in human games. I mean,
Hmm.
on the fourth
The
line.
fourth.
Yeah. So I think this move. I like this move is because on not only it protects the cutting point, but also white is increasing the potential. and a moyo in the center, and at the same time is limiting the territory from black on the side.
Mm-hmm.
When I teach my student, I said if the move has to have at least the two purposes.
Right.
If the move only has one purpose, this move definitely not good move. So if the move has two purpose, this is a good move. But if the move has three purpose, more than two purpose, like this is definitely like a pro moves.
3 purposes. Okay.
Yeah. So I think that move has a three purpose.
Oh man.
One is protecting the cutting point.
Yep.
And increasing its own territory or the influencing the center, but at the same time is limiting the potential from black on the side.
Right. Right. So it's a multi-purpose move, and it seems to do both of those things well. I know that when I try to do moves that do 2 or 3 things, it does none of them particularly successfully, right? Or it doesn't do either. Like I would misplay B and it wouldn't actually protect the cut or something. Anyway, it seems also like this works out pretty well because white extends and then black even answers. Black doesn't tanuki, but it goes ahead and also has to play the slide.
I think a black has to respond that move. Otherwise, for example, if black tanukis, this is only a sentence move. Ooh. So black has to protect the corner. It's huge because after that move, white can build another on territory on the side. It's like kind of like sentence move. So like black has to respond. But I do have a question when I look at that move. If I were white, I was thinking like I put up the games on my board, and when I look at this move, I was thinking about the jumping move.
Jump. Yeah, that's usually more for building a moyo, right? Because you have a little bit more flexibility.
Yeah, so the purpose of that move is I'm trying to make more moves in the center if black still wants to respond that move. So I have one more moves in the center. So of course it will help me to build the territory in the center, right?
Right.
But I guess I think probably white is worried black is going to tanuki.
That it's not as severe for black to respond.
Right. Because when white plays the tiger's mouth here, black has one more center here. And then the corner looks stronger compared with this variation here.
Right. Right.
And then, of course, the outside looks different too because since white has one more exchange move on the right, I mean on outside, there's no many moves that black can go out.
Right. Right. Black is much more contained and sort of held in, which makes it so much easier for white to turn that entire swath of the middle into actual points.
Right. Any questions?
From me, I think this is perfectly clear. Let's see if we have any from the chat. I guess I might have one question. If he jumps, is he worried about black wedging in? You mentioned that if he jumps, black could tanuki, but if black wedges in, is it possible that after white connects on the outside, that now there's more cut aji at that first cutting point at M5 that we talked about? Because I mean, the ladder is obviously still there, but it seems like it will be easier for black to break in.
I think white shouldn't worry about the cutting point.
Because he's gaining so much more with that exchange of stones?
Yeah, and also it's still hard for black to break it in because white can just just to cover the whole sort of like gap here.
Got it.
It's very tiny hole here. So
right. This is still a well plugged hole and a very solid moyo.
Right. So I think no problem. So I think the only thing white is worried about is probably black will wedge and connect and then tanuki. Or Tanuki right away. I think the only thing white worries is just the Tanuki move. So that's why they chose to
He
extend
wants
it.
Sente. Right.
Hmm. Okay. All right. So this move. What do you think about this move then?
Well, what I know about using thickness is I hear that I'm not supposed to use my thickness and my walls to make territory directly. Even when I've got a moyo, I shouldn't actually try to make a territory out of it necessarily, but I should use my walls to invade and create weak groups and use the weak groups to make my territory. So it
Mm-hmm.
seems like that is a textbook example of how to do that.
Mm-hmm.
But then after the wedge, it seems like white maybe doesn't have enough territory, like enough actual cash. So I don't know. What do you think about this move? My opinion on this move is probably much less informed. Uh,
Mm-hmm. Um,
what did you think when you saw this move? Is this
uh,
normal? Is this a little unusual?
I think this move is normal, but in this particular situation, this move looks a little inconsistent compared with
Hmm.
the style that the white played. So this is like white wants to invade, like take some territory from black,
Right.
but the moves that white played earlier
Uh-huh.
is like creating oil and concentrate on the center,
So
right?
maybe like G15, and then another knight's move would be a more consistent idea.
G15. Okay, G15. Those is that the move there? G15 and then
It's
J14.
Yeah, that was what I was thinking. I don't know. I That seems like a shape I may have seen before, but I don't know. It looks a little thin when I see it on the board here.
This is a normal. Those moves are very normal in order to create create a moil.
Okay.
But I think probably white doesn't want to do that is because white gives too much territory to black on the top side.
He really has to kill if black invades. He has to kill like everything, and it's so big. I guess would it is it?
But and also the center is very white,
Mm,
so it's easy for black just invade in the center, and I don't think this stone will be killed.
right.
I believe,
Right.
yeah.
It'll be hard to
So,
kill it big enough to make up for all the cash that white is giving away. Right.
mhm. So actually, I was when I look at that game, I mean that move here, I was thinking about attachment move here
Hmm.
because I think white. The actual game is white plate here and then wedged,
Right.
and then black ataried from the top, and just let white live on the side.
Hmm.
Is I guess white doesn't is not afraid black to play here is because the obviously the ladder is working for white.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I was thinking about maybe white can just play attachment right away because white is not worried about this kind of moves,
Because
right?
that would transpose into the same position. And if
Yeah.
black Hane is on top,
Mm-hmm.
well,
If black harness on top and then the white would just take the pull that
right.
stone
He
and
wouldn't
then
play H17, for instance, and have it revert the other way. He would play H16 instead.
yes.
Yeah.
So I think that this should be good for white. So if I were white, probably I would choose this kind of. I will try to like not invade right away. Instead of I will take some advantage and still build my territory. I mean the moil in the center,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and also the corner stone is big.
That's
It's
a lot
huge.
of clear profit for white in this variation.
Right. So, okay.
Hmm.
I guess if white plays this attachment move here, black actually doesn't have a lot of choices. Apparently, Hane here is not good. It's because it will transform, like you
Mm-hmm.
said, on like white just can just lighter that stone. So apparently, that Hane move is not going to be good for for black.
Mm-hmm.
And so black only has three choices, either extend it down or
Mm-hmm.
up or honey on the top. So I
Right.
think honey on the top should be fine for white is because black has to come back to fix that cutting point, and then white can just kill the corner. I mean, that's that stone. And the
Right.
corner is right?
That's an enormous. I mean, that's whenever you get that corner at fourth line territory. I don't know. Actually, that's never happened to me because too
And
much
also,
territory.
like you said, like when you're having like huge wall, you are not using that wall to make territory. Instead of you're going to take advantage of that wall, like to get advantage of the thickness to get more benefit from attacking. So I think this is the benefit that white gets
Right.
when
This is how white can use that thickness and convert it into points.
right. So sometimes when you see on the professionals choose to play Moyo style
Mm-hmm.
at the opening, but actually they did change their style to territory style.
Mm.
Hmm.
So they wanted to play more territory style. They actually sort of will switch it around.
Yeah. Then they actually used the technique that I just explained. It like you are not making you're not using the wall to make more points. Instead, you're using the thickness to attack and get some more benefit.
Got it. So even though the attachment at J16 is a way to attack and make that and use that thickness to attack and make benefit, but the
Mhm.
move that he played in game H17 doesn't
Mhm.
actually work as an attack because it doesn't really give him that target.
Yeah, it's
It's
because
inconsistent, I guess I should say, with that.
right. Because it's hard when you attack. The first thing you have to do is cut, right, or just separate.
Right.
You have to separate your opponent's group. But H16, H17 here on, I guess black is pretty smart. Black just to connect, and then there's no way for white just to cut
Right.
black.
Right.
So
Right.
yeah, and I think the extension move, if white plays attachment move, those two moves should not be good for black because
Because it'll be
white
possible for white to
is
disconnect and to
Mhm.
actually attack that F17 stone in a severe way.
Right. Okay.
Got it.
Any questions? No.
Makes sense to me so far.
Okay. Right. So let's take a look at the actual game. All right. So white is the but there's no doubt that the white actually get a lot of territory because white did destroy a lot of territory from black on this side.
That's true. This is white's only cache. I guess this and the upper left hand corner is the only cache that
Hmm.
white really had, and even the upper left hand corner is still invadable.
Hmm.
So
Okay. Okay. Hmm. Okay. That's good. Okay. Black. Play the knight's move here. It seems like there are some cutting points on the top, right?
yeah, H15, K15, right on either side of that wedge stone.
And also O16, there's some Ajis there. There should be an Ajis on the O16 over
Ah,
here.
the Hane,
Yeah.
which I guess is why white plays it. Is even if
Oh,
he
yeah.
doesn't follow this up immediately, I guess it's good to just start it there.
Mhm. Because apparently black cannot cut, right? And there, white can just the stone in the corner is dead.
Right.
So how can black respond that move if black cannot cut? I guess black has to hunt it from the outside, which is it. I mean, Ke Jie played there.
Because it means that white now can destroy a lot more territory later by coming out with
Mhm.
P16.
Yeah. Um, and on the other hand, I think white wants to create more cutting points because this is center for white, and then probably a white will cut this litter, and then there are two cutting points over here. One is here, too,
Right.
and another one.
So black's thickness has some problems compared to white's thickness, which emerged from a very similar sequence on the bottom. White's thickness on the bottom has much fewer problems because
Mhm.
that second cutting point at 2 doesn't exist. White just has the two cutting points on either side of the what's the letter? The L5 stone. The two cutting points on
Mhm.
either side of L5.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Mhm. I see the actual game. Okay, yeah. So white did cut here
Right. Left that
because.
P16 exchange for a little later.
Mhm. Okay. Yes. And also I think white is maybe is looking for double honey here in the later game, so that's
Mm,
why he wants to wait.
right. He wants to choose which one ends up better.
Mhm. So black has to extend here because the ladder is not working, right?
Right.
I think black should be in trouble now because it looks like it's surrounded by white. The three stones in the center is like those three stones in the center.
Well, yeah, like as I think when we started, you mentioned that black has to somehow live in Sente to come back and make those stones live. Um,
Mm-hmm,
so one presumes that the fighting is going to favor white.
mm-hmm. Okay, maybe let me look at this move. If okay, so if black doesn't want to have a lot of a cutting point, uh, black can actually play here. But I guess probably Ke Jie thinks he gives up too much territory for to white because the side and the corner are destroyed
Hmm.
by white.
Yeah, it's too slow for black to block it now.
But the corner looks very doesn't look very big. So like if I honey here, there are only like one, two, three, 4, 5, 6 points,
Mm-hmm.
right? But compared with the thickness outside, I think black should focus on the thickness outside because like the actual game when white cuts, black suddenly becomes very thin and very weak. The whole group.
It seems really hard for black to manage all the different parts, right? He's cut into so many segments.
Yeah. Okay.
Hmm.
And I remember one of my pro friends said that the wall at the opening in the opening it's very early for white. So that's why some of pros think this opening is good for white. It's because the wall build up too early and black has to pay a lot in the later game because of the
Let me
thickness.
see if I got that right. Black pays more stones to defuse, to sort of to make white's wall, uh,
Mhm,
to nerf it, whereas black's wall on the top, it's too late in the game. He white isn't going to change his moves because of black's wall, right?
mhm.
If
Yeah.
for black to make a similarly thick wall on the top because it's the second wall, it's not as valuable as the first wall. Does
Hmm.
that kind of
And
take it? Yeah.
yeah,
All right.
yeah. And also, uh, what should I say? The thickness of the wall is different.
Hmm.
The degree of the degree of the thickness,
Thickness, yeah.
yeah, it's different because the wall that white has is stronger than the wall black has.
Even if black draws back at 016 instead
Hmm.
of playing the block.
If black plays the 016, probably this is similar
They're
because
similarly thick,
yeah, but the actual game, the wall is
much thinner.
yeah much thinner. Mhm. Okay, all right. I think the cutting point is really annoying, kind of annoying. Um, and especially white is very strong and thick on the
Mhm.
bottom. So I think white is happy to fight.
Right. I would be pretty happy to fight here too. I think this looks like a fun game.
Hmm.
I would be relaxed and carefree to have this kind of uh, position as white. But then again, I would also be playing a scrub who's also just non amateur player, so much more fun.
Okay. Right. Next move. Oh, black played here. Very interesting move. I think black is pretty much in trouble now because black has to find a way to live, right? It doesn't look there are a lot of options for black to live because normally if black wants to live, black has to play attachment here.
Right. Attach and then Hane and then.
But I don't think it's working
Because of the H17 stone? Or what would happen, do you think?
on I'm actually thinking about that move, but it looks very crazy.
Oh,
but
even hard. Oh, wow.
a lot of female according to a lot of pros, the female players are always more aggressive than male players.
Ay, ay, ay. I remember when I was in China, some of my teachers got in a lot of trouble with their girlfriends for saying the phrase "Beauty and the Beast," referring to the beauty on the other side of the go board and the beast on the go board. It was anyway. I think he slept on the couch that night. Anyway, but that's a very interesting thing. Why do you think the female players have a reputation for being more aggressive?
That's a good question. I don't know why. Okay, so I think
It seems like a
um,
double standard, personally. That's just my perspective. It seems like watching some of the male players will get away with all sorts of crazy aggressive moves, and it's okay. But I don't
I
know. Well,
think it's like on maybe this is not a good way to say it, but most of like uh, male players that like female players are not very rational.
hmm,
Like they like to start a fight whenever they feel they have to. They have to.
hmm.
For the male players, they maybe they take time to think more, or they judge. They do the
I
judgment
don't
more.
know. I don't know. That also sounds kind of like a double standard. Maybe it's
I don't
plausible.
know. I don't know, but there are some male players like to fight, like Lissetto.
Mm-hmm.
He likes to fight a lot,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And also there's a Chinese pro, Xu Yue,
Yeah,
Naidan.
Shi Yue, he's currently number one in China, right?
Mhm.
I said he's currently number one in China, right?
Number one in China. I think
Shi
a
Yue.
Ke Jie is number one now.
I thought he was tied. Anyway, so
Yeah,
Shi Yue,
they're
you were
very
saying.
close. They're very close.
Uh huh.
Yeah. So like Xu Yue's style is like it's like people said every game he has to kill a dragon. Otherwise, it's not a game. When he wins the game, he has to kill the dragon.
Mm.
No matter what, he has to. Like one dragon per game for him.
He's a
Something like
dragon
that.
hunter.
Yeah. Okay.
Oof.
Any questions from audience?
Uh,
Or
no, I think the audience is mostly curious who you thought was leading in the game as it currently stands. But
on? Mhm.
this looks like black dies here with this very. This is the I guess the most aggressive variation for white against the
Mhm.
attachment by black, right? The cut underneath at D18 and then living in the corner and then trying to kill the whole group on the outside.
Yes, I think right now black should be on. I mean, white should be ahead because black is kind of busy deal with the weak group in the center, but
Hmm.
at the same time, black has to reduce the influence or the potential in the center.
Got it.
I mean, yeah, the weak group in the corner. Sorry.
Got it.
Or if if you think this is too crazy, maybe you can take some like a softer move like this, and at least you can kill those three stones by scenting.
Right. At least this will absolutely take all the territory on the outside for
And then
sure.
you can come back to cut
And make an
another.
even bigger territory in the middle. Yeah. So the attachment is hard for black to play. So you're saying it's hard for black to live here.
So that's why Ke Jie played a very interesting
Hmm.
and kind of a tricky move here.
The D15 attachment.
I think the purpose of that move is Black wants to take the Sente at the exchange move here and then play a touchman move
Hmm.
at the 17. It's because if White plays here and then Black will have a Sente, a Tarim move, and then on can Black? No, probably not. But at least the Black has some eye
Black
shapes.
has some eye shape, and he has some forcing moves on the outside against that empty triangle.
Yeah. Yes. And then Black can just jump out. So it's like Black takes some advantage to fix the shape.
This looks like a much more manageable group for Black. Seems like
hmm
White is now the one being attacked here.
hmm So apparently White sees Black's plan. So okay, so I think this is the actual game. So White played here.
Right.
hmm Okay, connects. I think they played very fast in this game. So like when the time when we started, they already played like 80 around like 90 moves
Yeah, we
already.
had a much quicker opening here. It made me think that this Kobayashi variation is one that they've been studying these days or something. I don't know, maybe not.
I think so. I think so. And I asked my friend, I said, "Oh, so nowadays White doesn't approach from so normally like I introduced at the beginning like maybe a few years ago, like White likes to play R6
Mm-hmm.
instead of O3,
Mm-hmm.
and then nowadays I asked them. So now White actually approach from O3 instead of R6,
Right,
right?
right.
And,
You should mark
yeah.
those comments just so folks. O3 is the lower knight's move approach move. R6 is the other one.
Mhm.
So anyway, as you were saying though, they seem to be switching back to O3.
Yeah, and they responded me like they said, you can actually in the opening you can play anywhere you want for White. So it's kind of so
It is sort of a new renaissance in
uh,
flexibility. We've had a sort of a new people have this new freedom, I think, to sort of do what they want.
so
Shoulder
they're
hits on
like
the fifth line. Cats and dogs.
pretty much very confident of playing White. So you can play anywhere you want.
Got it. The Comey is so OP that White can do all sorts of new things. Got it. That's great.
All right, then White comes back to cut. Hmm. There's a lot of weakness for Black in the center. Um, where is the mistake? Hmm. I think Black has to honey there. On If Black plays here, it's difficult for Black to play this move anymore because White can just honey from the outside.
Hmm.
I guess Black has to honey here and then make White shape into a empty triangle.
Before he does this one,
Yeah, before he does this one.
right? And now he has more potential in the corner. He can just live in the corner now if he can get Sente, right?
Mhm. Okay, then I have a question for you.
Oh no! I mean, oh yes, great, awesome
Question.
question.
Okay, so what about the life and death in the corner for Black? Is it the life, death, or what? Or like, what do you think?
I think it is dead.
You think it's
I
dead?
think it's dead. And I'll take control. I'll show you the sequence that I just read out here.
Mhm.
I would think that after this and this and this and this and this, we have a dead shape.
Okay, are you sure?
No, I am absolutely not sure.
So
It seems like
after
there's some options that Black could maybe do something else. So, for instance, Black could think about going this way, and if there's some Aji with the
I don't think this method will work because White can play C18.
that this is not Sente enough.
So let's go back.
All
So
right,
I think a black has to play B18.
Right here. Black has to, this has to happen.
Yeah, it has to happen.
This
Okay,
has to
so
happen.
what's the next move when you play G18?
Oh, look at this. This works.
Ah, the monkey jump.
The monkey jump, and it dies, right?
Yeah.
Just dead. It's a misclick, not the small monkey jump, of course.
So how can black to make it alive? You should have figured this out.
Oh. Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah,
Good job.
D19. D19. The only other point I would want to make sure of is this one. E19, but E19 doesn't work, so go back and say. So, let me give you control back. You can take us through the variations.
I have another question for you.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so apparently G18 is yes, the corner is not dead, it's alive.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently G18 it's not going to work because black has this move to live.
Right.
But what about white plays here? You can have the control back if you want to show the back.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, now I would assume that black would want to take G18, and now this is not a living shape on the top. Now this is the 6 + 1, and there's no extra shenanigans that black has anywhere to get either the descents in Sente. So I would say this is a dead shape.
Okay, so what about white doesn't play H18 instead of B19?
I don't know how this changes anything. It seems like there's still not enough I shape. I'm sorry, couldn't hear you say that again?
I said that you can have that exchange move for black, H18.
Mm-hmm.
And what about the next move? How can you make this alive? How can you make it alive?
Oh, this one.
Okay. I'm gonna give you 30 seconds.
30 seconds. 30 seconds. Okay.
I'm counting now.
Oh man, this is hard stuff. I don't know, folks. Watching me do life and death problems badly. This one I would imagine doesn't work just because this is your bulky 5.
Yeah, apparently this is not going to work, right?
This one looks like it might work.
Is it working?
Nope, it doesn't work. Black can just play Atari and there's nothing here.
Okay.
So how about...
Okay. This move is not working because there's a D18, right?
Mm-hmm. This cut just captures, and there's not enough eye space afterwards. It's just 3. I'm showing all the variations exhaustively for the folks watching here.
I think they're this.
Oh, is this Sente against the other side? No, there's still none of Sente on the other side.
You're actually right, like 80% right. Don't you probably should keep thinking.
I gave up too soon, huh?
Yeah. One of the variations was right. You just played.
I don't know. I think my 30 seconds are up. I think you better show me.
Okay. Okay, so it should be here.
Oh.
So what white Ataris, you don't have to connect those 2 stones instead of you make an eye here. Because
and now I've got me-eye for 2 eyes.
Right, because you can play here, right? Okay, the reason why I want to introduce this life and death to you guys is because this only happens in the corner. In the corner, it's alive. But if this happens on the side, it's a call.
Right.
Do you understand why?
Yes, because in this case, if white places at D19, there's no connection around the back.
Right. Or you can just connect here. You don't have to play there. You can also connect here because those 3 stones are 1 eye.
Right. There's an eye under the 3 stones.
Okay. Yeah. So, but if this on the side, there's no connected die in the corner anymore, right? So then it will be a code because black will just still play on the shape probably will be like this. Okay, maybe it's okay. So then probably there will be a code, but it depends on how the outside looks like.
Right.
But I just want to show you the specialty of the liberty in the corner to make this group alive. This move. Okay.
Right. Definitely. The connect and die super prevalent in a lot of corner
So
corner
okay, so that's
situations.
why. Yeah. Okay, so that's why Ke Jie played on this move, attachment move first, and then played a D17, and I believe both of players saw the corner is already alive.
Mm-hmm. Or at least there's a code.
Oh no, there's no code.
Oh, I
Oh
see.
yeah, there's a code, but this code is too big for
Right.
white.
Right.
So I don't know what will start that code.
But this is why we saw white start with B17 because the end game is better if he gets the follow up, right? He just kills. Whereas it seems easy for white to start or for black to start a big ko if he just plays the Hane first.
Right. Okay. Cut. Okay. So. Okay. So. Oh, what?
That was actually one of the questions from the audience. Was they said, "Are you going to ask Andrew questions like you asked Babs on Monday?" So we've answered several questions here, I think.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Keep them coming. I actually love the questions. It's good for me to get some practice. So.
Is there a question to her, or it's fine?
No, I think it's good. I think it's great. I love it. Keep them coming. I think that there were a lot of people trying to guess the answer as well, so we can keep them coming.
I like to ask people questions because it's fun, right? And also, we will learn a lot of stuff.
Right. It keeps them from sitting there like couch potatoes. Makes them get involved. That's right. Okay. So this seems serious fight here, right? Like white is just relentless. Just Hane.
Yeah. And the liberty is very tight for black and also for white. So, okay, so black is giving up. That's done.
It seems that way.
But it looks very big.
That's a lot of cash.
Yeah, I think probably black still is thinking to break it in later. Otherwise, the territory is too big. The center is just too big. I was actually thinking about this move. Is it not enough for white?
We'd have to pull a Myungwon here. We'd have to count, right? Let's count.
Let's count.
I'm not actually proposing we count unless you think we should count. If you think we should count.
Okay. Maybe. Okay, so there is very annoying move over here. White.
So white's territory is maybe not as big in there.
Not very. Yeah, not very big. Okay, so because if white plays here, black can connect. It's kind of hard to
block the whole.
To close the entire territory. It's probably will. So if black has more cold threat, he can actually play this move.
Challenge white to a ko right off. And is it? Right. It's too weak for white to just make a shoulder hit. Loses too much.
Which one here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so because black still can jump in.
Right, and there's not even a ko here.
No, this is kind of a same question for black for white, and then white has to play here. Then all of the side territory.
It's just gone. This is all gone. Yeah. The fox is loose in the hen house.
So I guess white has to clamp here. And if black can only play those kind of move, and I think this is okay for white. I think this should be fine for white. But still, this move is is destroying a lot of points already.
That's a lot of points, right? That white doesn't get. And black gets Sente to come live up on the top, or to live in a bigger way on the top.
Okay, so and also I think white doesn't want to play on slow or soft move. It's because white actually want on it's giving more pressure on those 4 stones.
The ones on the top on K6, yeah, the ones above it.
Because there's still some cutting points.
Right.
So, but it looks very.
Looks dangerous.
Yeah, exactly. It looks very dangerous.
I had a friend who was learning the game, lay out that position where it was 2 stones and a Hane, and 2 stones and a Hane, and 2 stones and a Hane, all the way across the board. He was, I think, like 14Q, and he's like, "Why don't you ever see this?" And I was like, "Because there's so many cutting points. It's so dangerous."
Yeah, but I think it's fine for white now because if black plays here trying to do something or trying to kill the stones in the center, the ladder it's not working for black.
The D10 stone still is a ladder breaker.
And this move is a go-to, so
because white can connect barely.
Yeah, white can connect barely here. If the full F13 the center, the 3 stones in the center is dead.
Right.
So it will go-to.
So you gotta cross your T's and dot your I's and make sure that your cutting stones don't die.
That's very important in the game. Okay, cut. So finally, black comes back to cut white.
I kind of like it though. I mean, I feel like since white has that huge thick wall on the bottom, yeah, why not? Let's Hane. Let's leave cutting points. I mean, we're gonna be fighting right next to my big wall, so that's, I mean, seems consistent at least with the making the wall on the bottom.
Yeah. So let's count. If white just play here, is it enough or not enough?
Well, do we need to count the whole sequence on the left side where black destroys the left?
So I want to settle this corner first. Okay, maybe this move is better. Because it only has okay, so then white. I think white has to come back to. Okay, let's see, just like this. Okay, and then. Oh, white actually can play here, and then he covers.
Oh, that works.
Yeah, because black cannot extend it here. There's an Atari here, and then it's cut those 2 stones. So I think that would be. Oh, sorry. That would be fine. Okay, so let's count.
All right, let's count.
Okay.
Now this is your first broadcast with me, so I'm gonna take the opportunity to totally cop out and do some station identification. I'm Andrew Jackson. This is Stephanie Yin, Wandan Pro from the Zhangguo Qiyuan. She's joining us this evening to do the commentary for the Samsung Cup. It's Game 3. This is the deciding game between Tuo Jiaxi and Ke Jie. Both 9-dan pros. Ke Jie is number 1 or number 2 in China, depending on who you ask. Tuo Jiaxi, right behind him there, has seen him as high as number 4. Or number 7, depending on which version I'm looking at. They're playing in the Samsung Cup. It's the last game. It's a best 2 out of 3 series, and it's the deciding game because it's 1-1. The winner takes home a purse of over $250,000 at the exchange rates. Again, depends on when you look at them. But no question, it's a lot of money. Last night's game was a bit of a nail-biter. Definitely a pretty heavy-handed fight. And this one looks to be an all-in. We're looking at a variation here. The real game you can see in the upper right-hand corner above you, where there has been a very all-or-nothing fight, which seemed to result in Ke Jie living. We'll get to that to see what that stands, but in this case, we are trying to find out why white played K9 why white played L9 instead of a simpler K9, which seems to would have resulted in this kind of a board. and so we're counting up what that variation is. And you look like you're still counting. Yes? No? Maybe? It's maybe. See, it's easier for me to tell when Myungwon's done counting, so I sort of stop rambling and I say, "Hey, Myungwon, you look like you're done counting." So, are you done counting?
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. All right.
Okay. So white has
What do you think?
on. Okay, I'm still on time. Sorry.
Oh, okay. The rating sites, by the way, there's goratings.net, but there's also the official ratings published by the Zhonghua Qiwan, the KBA, the Nihon Kian. They all publish their own ratings. GoRatings.org is an unofficial site that does not have all of the games that the professional players have played. It has only the ones that we that make it to the Western world via Go4Go.net or the other sources that people have of game records. We don't actually have an authoritative list of all the games that the Chinese pros play, all the city leagues, all the different exhibition masters or qualifiers. So they have a different data source, which is why there's some discrepancy in what those different ratings are. I think that's it there.
Okay, so I changed a few moves because if white if white settles that corner here, I guess there's some problem in the center. So, like, for example, black can just break in by playing this attachment move because apparently this move is not working and there's a connected and die, right?
Oh, yonk yonk.
Yeah.
The end.
So black and white has to play here, but then it's hard to close that area. So white cannot play those senteis because white has to save that connecting move. Sentence.
Right.
Connecting move. So okay, so I think white should have around 75 points. And then black should it depends on like how many points black will have on in the center. I mean a little bit toward to the right.
But white's territory is pretty capped at 75. 72? 75.
75.
75. Okay.
So it's black's turn. Interesting. I think black should have around 75 too.
So black is going to need to make an extra 6.5 points. He's going to need to have Komi.
But I think it's easier for black to make more territory because black has more potential.
More undecided territory.
Right. Yeah, because for example, if black plays this, the corner is getting bigger. And also it's black's turn. Like things white surround in the center to protect the territory, and then the center is becoming like weaker. So there are weakness in the center.
Those two stones on the right side could get cut off. It's going to be tough.
Yeah. Okay, so I guess in this case, black should be ahead. So that's why Tuo Jiaxi doesn't play this soft move. Instead, he has to honey here.
Okay. He's got to keep the pressure on the stones ahead above to keep the cutting points viable.
Yeah.
Okay, well that explains that. And then I guess the next couple moves are also fairly straightforward. Black cuts, white has to protect his double Atari.
Yeah.
Black needs to protect, so white gets to extend. It seemed plausible.
And black pulled that stone back. It's very aggressive.
Very aggressive.
Yeah, because it doesn't look there's any way for black to live.
They're just adrift in a sea of white stones here.
It's so brave. Okay. So white has to net that stone, otherwise so for example if white doesn't net that stone, I think
there's a lot of forcing moves in the middle here for black to play.
Yeah. So that's very necessary.
Hmm.
And also, I remembered my teacher, my professional teacher, when I was learning at medical school, my professional teacher always told us, like, if you want to attack your opponent, it's like you have to pull back your fist and then punch.
Right,
So,
right. You have to really draw back, make sure you're solid, and then.
yeah,
Mhm.
so we have to fix our own weakness first and then attack very hard.
Right.
And then next move. It's
And
here.
this is pretty close to where we came in. I think we came in here only a couple more moves along, and
And then I was so impressed by this move.
oh, that's a head scratcher.
I guess Tuo Jiaxi is probably sweaty now
Do you think
when
so? I feel like that's sort of a you have a light heart because if you're playing that move because you're like, why not? What's the worst that can happen? But again, I don't play games where I stand to win, many years' salary in one game. So, hmm.
Mm, I think like right now okay. Um so probably both of the players are very are sweaty now because black is worried what about I die here,
This
and
seems like the whole thing, right?
yeah. So like what I said at the very, very beginning of the commentary,
Hmm.
I said it's no longer about territory anymore. So it's kind of like whoever kills or whoever lives here wins.
So they've played a lot of moves since we started. We can actually jump ahead. And
Okay,
do you want
see,
do you want to see what the result is?
yeah. So I'm also curious, like what's happening. Oh, so apparently, what black lives,
Right. So black lived in Gote.
but I think the corner is dead.
The
The
corner.
upper left corner is dead because now if black plays here on, I'm thinking about this move actually.
Oh, I can play a more severe attack here.
Yeah, because on black has to make Sente eye on the top
I see.
because this is a Sente for white, right?
Right.
And then mm, okay, what about that move? Uh, okay, so I think okay, I think the corner should be dead.
That looks pretty dead to me. What are you? What would make it not dead?
I'm thinking about okay, okay.
What are you thinking
I'm
about?
thinking about, but I kind of like I'm thinking about some moves, but I fixed myself in my head,
Hmm.
so that's why I'm like, oh, okay. So if I was thinking this move, but a white can jump here.
Oh, that's so
If
much more stylish than I played.
mhm,
See, I would just play as a blunt Don player. I would just play Atari on the cutting stone, and
a
then
year,
yep, it's fairly similar. And then I've uh, can still
but
threaten, right? Black
yeah.
still can't cut me. But your
Mhm.
move is much nicer. That's much more stylistic. I just read the most obvious blunt thing and then
But I think that this is fine too. I think a white connected already. So I apparently this move is not working, right? Because you can either Atari or jump. Both are okay.
both seem like white has the liberties to do it and that there's nothing there for
Mhm.
for black.
And this move is not working as either. Is because white can just simply push.
Oh, what if I
Oh,
just connect? Is there a
on
concern for
yeah,
me
you
if I just connect?
connect.
I was gonna connect on the other side,
Not
but
working, right?
oh, that works too. Yeah, perfect.
Uh-oh. Oh yeah, because the push here is not working. If you extend it here, those three stones
Take
are
the three
dead.
on the top. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, so if the black corner in the upper left is dead, what about the white stones that have been cut off in the middle on the lower right?
Probably the corner is not dead yet. Let me think. Now, but let me double check because if I push, you have to honey, right? You cannot. extend because I will have this sente.
And then
I
it
will
will be
have
cut.
this move.
Yeah.
So you have to hunt it here. And then what about I running? Go and then
I think this is similar. Can I just connect at F12?
S12. What about our Atari here? Or maybe I can just cut first because I'm thinking about move this. I don't have to like kill you, but I can make up.
Oh. Just make a...
Hands up. I missed the exchange key. Okay.
that's our game recorder. Don't worry about it.
Oh,
It's fine.
okay. So still, there's some ajis there. Okay, but what about this move? Um,
That looks good
what
to me.
black place here? The black place here I can connect. If black Ataris and white can use the Atari, because if black connects here, I can push and
Connect
Atari
and
here.
die, and white has that extra liberty.
Okay, so I think this is not working.
You seem...
Okay, so put
yes.
it there, probably.
Sounds
I think, like, yeah. Okay. So the actual game. Let's look at the actual game. Okay, actual game should be here. Oh no.
good. Oh, where'd it go?
Oh yeah. So the actual game goes like this.
Right. Actual game, white is now trying to live on the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Because if the corner in the upper left is dead, and the white group is dead, it seems like white doesn't have enough. Like, it seems like black's group side is way bigger, right? It's not even about territory now. It's like if that white group is dead, that's got to be more, right?
Or I think black is trying to make those 5 stones alive because if black just to take that stone and those 5 stones are dead.
Right. Can't
So
do
black
that.
is getting some centes and at the same time is increasing the liberties for itself.
Mm-hmm.
And then if white protects the cut here, then those stones are alive. Okay, so do you want to go back or you want to keep going?
What do you think? What do you think? So it's that we can analyze this fight. I know there were a lot of questions right here at right where you just happened to skip to about the G9 cut that white was peeping on. So maybe we can just talk about how this developed.
Okay, G9.
Yeah, we just went farther back. We'll get to it. We'll get to it.
Okay.
What do you want to look at?
I kind of want to look at the how the game went.
Let's
Like
do it.
how did Ke Jie succeed live there? But the corner it's kind of like a trade. So black lived, but the corner was dead. It's dead. Okay. Oh, and then white played here. Okay, so apparently black tanukied. Black ignored
Ignored
there.
B17, right?
Yeah, because I think white plays there is trying to it's kind of like a testing move because if black can respond that, black will have some sentes on like here this is sente, right? And here also this is sente. You will help white to kill black's 4 stones in the center.
Right.
Okay, so
black wants to resolve the situation in the center before he decides if he's going to try and do any stuff on the top. Got it.
All right, block. It has to block, otherwise black just connects. Okay, so okay, this is necessary, and block connects. And block. Atari connects, and then twist this string. Yeah. I feel like suddenly white group in the center is surrounded by black now.
Right. That big wall.
Yeah, so black cut white by Sente, and now black is connecting those two stones on the side.
But they're so thin, right? They gotta be so thin.
But it's hard to to separate black. Let's see the actual game. Push, cut, Atari. Yeah, black has to Atari from this side, otherwise those four stones are going to
Right.
die. So okay, yeah, like you said, Tuo Jiaxi is trying to cut.
Right. The black connection is thin in the middle. It seems like he can't just take that lion down. Can't just let his wall come under attack.
Mhm. But I don't think a white can cut black. Let me double check. Because on because I was looking at the this black as this move here.
Oh wow, that's stylish.
But I don't know. Oh yeah, it should be working. So white has the Atari and then connect.
Atari.
And the
Oh,
ladder is not working for white, so white has to play here.
oh, painful. And does he lose a bit on the top?
It's because black can just jump um and then
Got it. And white's out of liberties.
yeah, because black this is black Sente. Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Okay, but white can just play here. And then let me double check. Okay, because if black plays here, if white responds the other way, and then there's a net here, and then the whole group is dead, right? If white pushes and cut, and then black can just
Collapses. Collapses.
and put black if white kill those two stones and that group is dead. But I think black when black goes here and then take that stone, white can just
Start the liberty race on the other side. But
yeah
black wins, right? It's three. Oh, he has to net because it's not a ladder.
yeah it's not a letter. But I think probably the um black is already succeed to
Destroy all the white territory.
whole territory because the group in the center is not that big. It's only a few stones. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's
Just
like
10
20
stones.
points.
20 points. That's it. I mean, that's a lot of stones to only get 20 points. Right?
Yeah. So that's why white cannot cut there. I think that's the reason because of that move here. So white pawned. And then black played a touchdown move. Okay, and then connect. Push and cut.
He doesn't cut. He can't
No,
cut. He
he
plays
cannot cut.
there.
Oh, you mean this cut?
No, the other one. The one.
The other one?
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay, the other one, the same thing.
can't cut.
There's a
He
yeah.
just
So
dies. That's right.
white cannot. Yeah. Okay. So, and also this cutting point is not good for black for white
Because
because
black
black
just gives it up.
yeah sacrifices those stones and then black probably can just connect with the stones in the
On the
corner.
bottom. Right.
Yeah, on the bottom. Yeah. Okay. So the actual game peep connect Sente. Oh, okay. So that's why. Okay, so there's a Sente I here. So when black Atari here, it's a Sente I because white has to capture and then black. Oh, I see.
I had a
Okay.
question here, actually.
Yeah.
Maybe I can just take it and show you.
Mhm,
Is it seemed to me that right here,
mhm.
that black can capture these two stones like this,
Uh, yes, you can, uh, but
right? But
Well, black, no. White can Atari can ladder those two stones on the bottom.
white will ladder these two stones, and
No, no,
then
no. Atari first, and then a ladder.
Atari. Oh, I see. Sorry. Thank you. Of course.
Atari, and
Atari
then
first, and then ladder the stones, and then there's no more squeezes for black. Right.
mhm,
There you go.
yes.
Thank you.
Okay, no problem. So I think a black should be
I
happy
think I
to.
saw that one in chat. Anyway, sorry.
Mhm. Okay, so black lived is because black Tanuki the one lived, right? And the corner is dead right now.
The corner in the upper left.
Hmm. Okay, so black is trying to attack the entire white group in the center now.
Right. And this looks pretty severe.
Yeah, by ignoring that white Atari move on the bottom right corner, bottom left corner.
Mm-hmm.
So what about white black just connect? It can't. Like, who's gonna win? Uh,
If black connects, we assume white is going to live now, right? With the next move.
okay, let's just for example, white just maybe playing yeah, or make it, let's just make an example, like easier for us to count. And then maybe that will play here. Okay. So assuming I'm just still doubting the corner is alive or dead.
The corner in the upper left, you mean?
I think it looks like dead. Okay. So let's count black points.
All right. So while we're counting again, it's the third game of the Samsung Cut. You guys probably know that by now. Here it says that up around the video. Perhaps you can see it if you're watching us on Twitch or YouTube. Are you sitting back because you're done counting?
Yeah.
All right. Wow, that was fast. Never mind.
Okay, so um I think I think I would like white. So white is around 75 points, and black has around 75 points. But in this, it's different from the one we were hunting. It's white's turn now.
Right.
White can just the last time when we were hunting, it was black's turn.
That's
Now
right.
it's white's turn. So I think white should be ahead, and then white just can close.
Can just play some simple moves to close up shop, and
so that's why black is
says, "I don't have time. I don't have time to answer your Atari. I have to kill you to win."
right. And also, I think black is trying to like attack white, and at least black wants to take this by center. And this is a move. So okay. And there's a cutting point in this in for white.
That's right.
Mhm.
And of course, in this case, rather than answer that Atari, black is Tanuki'd again. He's ignoring that Atari at K2. Says, I don't have time for that. I'm going to kill your group on the other side. That stone looks really big, but instead I'm going to kill the things in the middle.
Yeah.
Ah! Okay.
And then black has to come back. Okay, this is the game so far.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What's gonna happen to white here? What's gonna happen? So if white, Ataris, black probably will Atari, and then white has to capture, and black can just a cut. Okay, so yeah, apparently this center group is bigger than the Atari move on the left bottom corner. Okay, so white cannot Atari, then what should white do? White connects. Okay, yeah, probably. Okay, so then black will connect. Okay, and then I think the corner should be white.
White's corner?
So yeah.
Yeah.
Jump scare because those are the centimeters for white. So
Because he gets those hanes, he's definitely got.
yeah, the cutting point here is not working. Even though this is centi, but I can carry from this side.
Right.
So I think that should be okay. And if black one is here, and I can hold that stone. I think there's no problem for white to live, but at least black gets some benefit from attack over here. Yeah. So
Instead,
okay. Instead again?
Oh no, the cut didn't happen. Let me see here. No, black didn't capture. Let's see. Where do we think we are? The game tree has of course exploded with variations here. So let me see if I can track it down.
Okay. Yeah. So this is the actual game, I think.
This one.
Oh yeah, this is the game. Okay, I thought that's the variation that I just showed.
That's the variation.
This is the variation that I. Oh no, is that an actual game? Okay.
Yeah, there's a different thing happened. That's right. I'm trying to find it. Hang on. Oh. Here, I'll give you control. I'll go find it on the other one.
Oh. Okay, so like, okay, this is the actual game. Okay, captures. Is it an actual game? No, I don't think so.
Whoa.
No.
Oh, I see what happens. I see what happens.
No. The actual game is this on. The actual game.
The actual game, what happens here is white doesn't connect.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, really. Well, because first after the
oh yeah.
Right here he plays here first, and then black plays the descent, and then the cut happens, and then black. And now this is the game tree. Okay. Whew. We're just swimming in variations here.
Okay. So let me take a look at this. Okay, so this is the actual game, right? So white played here.
Right.
Okay, then black blocked, and then white played here instead of Atari. Okay. Okay, then yeah, so black has to take the corner, otherwise, it's just too big for white to take the corner.
So black has to descend, and now white plays K2. White pushes and says, "I don't care about answering K2."
Yeah, that's why I was kind of on strange because it looks kind of not normal if there's no stone over there. Like, this kind of a strange move. So that's now it makes sense now because
black already had Q3.
Two stones in the corner, so black doesn't have to worry about the stone in the corner anymore because he's already taken. The corner is already taken.
Got it.
Okay. All right, so
now it definitely looks like white could die entirely.
Yeah.
But only if black comes back to capture H1, right? If white takes J1, then it sets up Liberty Racing, right?
Yes. Who's gonna win? I think. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so black has to cut. Four. Okay, so white will Atari, and black connects.
And I think since it's Ko, this is a hard.
I don't think. Okay. If you connect, I will clamp here and then block.
And now it's just Ko, right?
It's dead. What is dead?
Oh, white just dies. Ko, that's way better than Ko. Did I say
Maybe.
Ko?
No, he didn't say kill. I didn't hear you anything.
No, I didn't hear nothing. That's right. All right.
Well, I was thinking if this was working. I don't think so. It's
Also
dead.
looks dead.
Mhm.
Still dead, Jim.
But maybe white can play here. Here. Okay. So
As it happens, white didn't play J1, but there's a lot of folks asking, wow, why are those stones just sitting there in Atari? And the answer is if white takes time to take them to start the Liberty Race, he
yeah,
loses.
so I think if white captures, the entire group is dead.
Right.
Even though this is a co, I don't think there's enough co threat for white to win this co.
It could be big enough, yeah.
It can be good. So white has, oh, there's a lot of red this here. So which one is actually
Yep, that's the
one?
actual move. That's the actual move. The block.
And then block. Okay, push.
Whew.
Okay, so. So apparently white cannot connect is because after that pushing move,
There's not alive, right?
right? Because there's no eye in the corner. Wait a second. A is it a eye? I think so. There's a oh
Can you show us?
yeah. So black has to jump, right? Other black has to jump, and then a white will play here, and black has to honey. Otherwise, there's an eye here.
But if he just has an eye in Gote, can't black just extend in the middle at 09?
But I think there's a sente eye for white.
Oh, I see, because it's Sente for...
Yeah.
Sente for the second.
Mm,
Before he comes to play that sequence in the bottom right.
unless black wants to play here and honey, and then take the eye in the corner. Um, and then it's very complicated. I don't. uh, it shouldn't be a problem for white to make an eye here. I think
Oh,
because white already
'cause
captured the
there's...
3 stones.
Right, and there's forcing moves. White has...
Mhm. But it's still very complicated. Okay, let's take a look at the game. The actual game. Is it the actual game?
That's the actual game. Yep, yeah.
I think this move is trying to
Make that Sente
white,
eye.
yeah, I think white is trying to make the sente eye
Mhm.
before connect.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. So then there's no variations for the eye. I think so. Yeah. So this is very pretty much straightforward. The jump. Okay. So oh, black comes back.
So black Tanukis. Presumably he says, yes, there's an eye in the corner. You're alive. Now...
It's yeah, it's
Oh, in fact, we're seeing exactly your sequence on the board.
yeah.
Are
I
you
think
a
this.
wizard?
I think this is the code. There's a. It's not a just the one. It's the code.
Oh, so he's making the co-threats.
Yes, I think so. And this
Oh.
is pretty big for black because if white wins the code, for example, if white wins the code,
Mm-hmm.
and probably though this group is dead.
Oh, look at that.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. So this is a pretty severe ko for black. If he loses the ko, he's gonna lose a lot.
Yeah.
Well, then I guess it seems fairly easy for white to say, okay, you can bring the group in the upper left back to life. I don't care, right? Like, because this is way bigger. I guess even if
Okay, so let's see. So black comes back to. I'm still wondering whether there's some Ajis in the corner, but it looks dead to me. Okay, this is actually
This is the actual game. Yeah, very similar to the sequence you previously
yeah.
showed.
I think black is trying to make a at least make some co-threat is because there's some cutting points over here. So if the co-threat is big enough, I think probably white will be in trouble again because white only has one local co-threat. We can just think, I can just show you guys. The local co-threat is on one here and two
Mm-hmm.
and three. And I think this is the one four.
So 4 good co-threats for white.
Mm-hmm. And that's it. Okay, so maybe five.
Also, if you guys are just joining us, and we do have some folks who are just checking in because it's morning in Europe, we did cover some of the variations around the cuts at the F12 area, F12 E11 area. It's about maybe 20 minutes ago, so if you're just joining us, you can rewind and check it out. As you were. Sorry to interrupt.
Okay, so how many I said?
Five co-threats. Five.
Three,
Four?
four,
Five.
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 Five local co-threads.
Right.
Okay. So black has to at least make five co-thread in order to win the code.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Okay, I think this is the move that they stopped.
This is the move they stopped at.
Yeah. So do you want to take a short break and then come back?
That sounds great. I think a cliffhanger like this is a perfect time to take a break. We'll
Yes.
see if Ke Jie can find his 5 co-threats, and we'll be coming back soon. So, folks, don't go anywhere. I think this is we're in for an exciting ending. All right, folks, we'll be back soon. Don't go away.
Yeah.
Hello, 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 folks. We are coming right back at you. Some exciting developments have occurred. In fact, we were both sitting here drinking our water, being like, "Oh man, should we come back?" And we go, "What? What just happened? What happened?" I'm Andrew Jackson. This is Stephanie Yin, joining us from live from her studio in New York, also known as the Stephanie Yin Go School. What's it called? It's your Go School. Does it have a name? Is it
It's called the New York Institute of Go.
the New York Institute of Go, where champions are born? I'm sure, or made, or molded. Forged, something like that. Anyway, so what happened here? It looks like White died. What's going on?
White dying. Okay, so let's go back to.
We left at D13. I think D13 was when we were saying that there was going to be a Ko, and Black was looking to make Ko threats.
Yes.
But instead, what happened? There was no Ko. Like, why didn't White try to save those 3 stones? Why does he have to, or the 2 stones there at C15 and C14? White seems to give up on them and just let Black live.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so first of all, the upper left corner is Black is alive. Okay, because those 2 stones, even though Black and White can save those 2 stones, but oh no, I mean White cannot save those 2 stones because there's a connected die.
Right. This means that even though, yes, White can Hane at B13, he doesn't actually save the important 2 stones. But I guess the question is why doesn't he play? Why did he play E12? Why not
E12.
try C13?
It's because there is a double cutting point here, so it's going to be cut either way. So White has to play a double tiger's mouth there in order to protect those 2 cutting points.
Right.
So okay, so even though White can play here, but still Black can live because there's eye underneath.
Aha.
Okay. So let's take a look at the right side. It looks
so since
like
he's alive, it's not going to be a co-fight. It seems like White should just live now with T2. Right? He can make that second eye with T2, but he doesn't. Instead, he jumps at N11. Or sorry, that's better territory-wise to push and take.
So let's count. Probably White is losing, so that's why he wants to do something more creative or.
He's got to try something. Is the theory?
Okay, so White jumps in instead of making a life on the right corner, and then Black plays here, and then White captures that stone because it's very big. It's very big territory. And then Black takes that stone back.
White could still live, right, at T2?
Yes. Black and White can still live.
Right.
What I think probably the territory for White is behind. But I think that probably is a mistake if the whole group is dead. Is because even though Black blocks, White still has to come back to live, right?
Right.
Okay. But Ke Jie seems very angry and aggressive. He wants to kill the entire dragon here, the big dragon. Okay, and then jump. Okay, so I think Black should just simply protect every cutting point.
P15 is that drawing your fist back that we talked about earlier, right? Where he's playing very thick and solid.
Because White eventually has to come back to fix this cut. And then Black can just connect that stone. I don't think there's any eye on
the right side.
On the right side, yeah.
Well, you're pretty psychic, as it turns out. You bamboo joint instead of the solid connection, pretty similar, and then draws back.
Yeah. Oh, I think White is dead.
So this is the last death throes here. Seems so hard. So, do you want to do any summaries here? Any final thoughts?
Okay, yes. So I think in the opening, I think if I have to choose whether I'm going to play white or black, I will definitely choose to play white because I like
That big
the strong
wall.
at the opening, and then after that invasion move, H17. I oh I mean after that invasion move and the white got cut on age 15. I
Hmm.
think white should be ahead. White is was leading the whole board because black was so weak everywhere.
Hmm.
And then I think at the end, I thought the corner, upper left corner was dead, but actually it's not dead. It's alive.
Right.
So then black lived in the center and then lived on the left side corner. So I probably that move, that testing move B17 was not a good time to play
Mm.
because after white played that move and then black snippy,
You're talking
and then
about this one here,
yeah.
right? That this one gives black the tempo in the middle.
Hmm. And also that move is very strong. The next move that black played because it's black is trying to attacking white and cut the whole group by centering.
Right. Right. You have control back if you'd like to show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yes. So I think this. So I think that should be a mistake here.
Right.
It's not a good time. It's like they're fighting both black and white and fighting in the center, and suddenly just the white to the
Hmm.
unless the corner is dead, that would be fine. But later game the corner is alive. But I think now it's still it looks very it looks not alive because if black plays here, like if white has some stones outside, the corner should be dead.
Right.
The actual game, right, okay. So,
That one. Yep.
yeah, the actual game is alive is because black has some advantage, can take some advantage outside
Because the
because
weakness
that
is on the outside.
yeah,
Yeah.
because that move was Sente. Black white has to play one more move to fix the cutting point, and then black left.
Right.
But if there's no cutting point or no weakness outside, the whole group is dead.
Sure. Sure. So B17 seems totally wasted. Not
Mhm.
wasted, but definitely it's it
So
cedes the tempo at a really valuable time.
I think I think it's just the white didn't do very good job by attacking the whole group
Hmm.
because if white can have some sentence over here, the corner is dead. But the
Right.
actual game, okay, black wins. I saw that. Black wins by a resident. So, so I think white didn't do a very good job by to attack the whole group because not only the center group is alive,
Hmm.
but also the left side is alive, and then white was dead. It's dead at the end. So,
Got it.
so
Got it.
yeah.
I guess we have our answer. White has resigned,
Hmm.
so black has won. So it's official. This is Ke Jie's fourth world title. He has taken the Samsung Cup. Congratulations to Ke Jie, your winner in this best of three series. Sorry to interrupt. Do you have other conclusions you want to talk about here?
Pretty good everything already.
All right. All right.
Do you have any questions or any audience have any
Any audience
questions?
questions? Now's the time. In the meantime, though, while we're waiting for some audience questions to come in, now is the time. Big thanks to our game recorder this evening, Joby. Huge thanks. We really appreciate your help. And we also have had Badat Baduk, who is our broadcast coordinator, who helped set this stuff up, make sure we had all of the facilities we need. The KGS admins were fantastic. OGS also, very big thank you to the OGS admin Exu for putting up a banner for us. That's pretty great. So let's see. I think that's everybody. Thanks to the game recorders, and of course Stephanie. You know, we really couldn't do this if you weren't here. So thank you so much. I know it's pretty late there in the New York Institute of Go. Pushing 1 in the morning for you, and I hear that you even missed some birthday cake
Yeah,
to
the
be with
rest of
us. So thank you very much for being with us this evening. Also, everybody watching, you know, if you guys weren't watching, we wouldn't be here. So remember to teach your friends Go. Get us help build that audience. Build the next generation of Go players. They'll be coming up strong, I'm sure. So thanks everyone. Remember, if you want to find out about more of this stuff, subscribe. usgo.org has the e-journal, and the e-journal has announcements for when we're doing this. You can also subscribe to us on the Twitters. We have the Facebooks. We have all of the internet conventions. But our e-journal is free, or you could even, I know, heaven forfend, become a paying member of the AGA. That also helps support these streams. I think that's everything. Stephanie, what do you think? What do you think? You want to give us some wise words or final sayings for?
I think I pretty much covered everything.
Covered
And
everything?
thank you for watching it, and thank you, and thank everyone for this very late time to talk.
You know, I heard a quote from you about Go. I think you said that Go is simple. I think that was something I heard you say.
The other day.
Go is simple, right? So as
Okay.
you can tell, we've made this one very easy and simple. All right, everyone, thanks very much. We'll sign off now.
Okay. Good night,
Good
everyone.
night. Ke Jie is your winner. Good night.
Yeah. Good night.